Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello and welcome back to Business Today. Viewers, today's topic is something that needs attention by many business owners. One fact, not many of us realize we need to understand why protecting our very business is important and why taking proper advice in doing so is also crucial. Viewers, we will talk about insurance and why we should consider having one of those for our business. We won't just be talking about that, we'll also be covering why and where we can maximize our profit and how. Today we have two guests from Simple and Smart Group of Businesses. To my right I have Mohammed Ali Hussain from Simple and Smart Insurance Services. And to my left I have Kauthar Mia from Simple and Smart Group of Businesses, who's a specialist in cost reduction. Again, my dear viewers, Business Today is about everything related to businesses and how we can grow stronger and stronger within our businesses. So without further ado, I will start my questions with Mohammed Ali Hussain. Welcome, Mohammed.
Thank you, goodbye, for allowing me to come to the show.
No problem, you're welcome. Now, the first question I would like to ask you is, what is insurance and your background? If you can tell us how you come into the world of insurance.
Sure. I'll start with my background. I initially started off my first job was in a restaurant anyway, working for a family's restaurant. And after that, I went into college, moved on to the banking industry. And during the banking industry, whereby I progressed my career from the cashiers to looking after customers, looking after businesses, is when I actually realized that a lot of our, especially within the Indian restaurant industry, takeaway, etc., where they were opening accounts, etc., and they were talking about things like that. And one of the jobs I had to do was to do what's called an appraisal of a business. And whilst doing the appraisal of a business, I realized that the customers actually weren't looking at the insurance as a important element of the business.
Okay.
The reason for that being is there was as cheap as possible, or looking at other aspects of the business and not concentrating on the insurance aspect of it. Is overlooked in many ways. One of the ways was not looking at where the business can benefit from having the right insurance policy in place.
Okay, okay. So what is insurance then? That was my other question.
Insurance actually is a legal requirement for all business enterprises that are registered within the UK, United Kingdom. The legal requirement of it is primarily the employer's liability, and also the public liability to a certain extent. But however, insurance is not understood by many people as integral clog within the business. So I would say insurance is probably a fundamental part of any business.
Okay, okay. Well, obviously I understand that insurance, it's something that's covering your business all the way to your professional indemnity to, I guess that's the main core of
That's
business.
correct, that's correct.
Insurance is, isn't it?
If you look at the businesses, let's just pick a sector to make it easy for everybody to understand. I mean, I'll use the restaurant because we all know it.
You actually mentioned overlooked. Can I just stop
Yeah.
you? Overlooked, what do you mean by overlooked?
Overlooked in the sense that it's just put us, as in, right, let's just go on the internet and just get some kind of insurance in place for the business and put it on there. But they're not actually realizing that it's your dream. I mean, for a lot of people, doing a restaurant, spending hundreds of thousands of pounds, some restaurants have spent within the structure, the fixtures and fittings of the business, making sure they're getting the top of the range, cutlery, china, etc. in place, making sure they got the top chefs in place, top maitre d's in place. However, what's important is these are your investments, this is your livelihood. The insurance is there to protect your dream, because if you do not insure or make the insurance company aware that you have spent £150,000 on your fixtures and fittings, if you haven't told them about your key personnel within your business, so if your head chef was ill, for example, for a week, your business will suffer. In the sense that your second chef may not be able to cook the same extent.
So you can have that sort of cover, is it?
Of course you can. You'll be surprised from an insurance perspective what we can insure for a business. All the way from the nail to possibly the chicken itself that's cooked. Every aspect of the business can be insured.
Can be insured, okay, that's interesting. How about the fact that if everybody's insuring, then that means at least they're doing their bit, or are there is not everybody insuring.
That's
what
the
are
problem.
you finding from your research at the moment?
We get, alhamdulillah, I must say, we do get a lot of calls, existing customers as well as new customers, and some customers just phone in because we're a Bangladeshi organization, as well as you know, for every other group out there we provide insurance for. People just phone us up and ask us general questions. Oh, I've got my insurance in place, but my insurance company is not paying out because they're saying some excuse about, you know, I didn't tell them that my building is listed, or I didn't tell them that my building is worth £500,000. You know, so they say I underinsured my business.
Can I just interrupt you there? Sorry, Mukib.
Yeah, carry on.
Now, what it is, it sounds very familiar to a friend of mine who's telling a story from his restaurant. He had insurance and he didn't realise, looking at the terms of clauses, that he had to get his ducting system cleaned, which is a canopy system we call it.
Okay, yeah, all sorts of clauses in an insurance.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not very thorough on this. I'm sure Mr. Hosseini, he knows, you know, he'll go into it in depth. But what it is, he says something about, just scratching the surface here, something about not having cleaned his canopy the proper way or something like that. Okay. Something along those lines. I wasn't 100% sure because I don't really work in that field. But so his insurance didn't pay out when he had the fire damage. I think mainly because it could have been of the ventilation system being clogged up or something like that. Well, I'm sure you know, you will correct me on that if I'm wrong.
In regards to the clauses of an insurance policy, as underwriters ourselves, we at Simple & Smart make it imperative that we make you aware of the clauses. Believe it or not, a lot of customers will say, oh no, no one's ever told me that before. Why are you telling me this before? First of all, because it's our professional duty to tell you so. Secondly, the fact is, I ultimately personally believe, and every single one of my staff, if anybody phones in, will realise, is they all follow the one ethos, is to look after our customers ultimately.
Yeah. I mean, are these clauses all across the board, or is it just certain policies?
No, these clauses are, there's always clauses within an insurance policy.
I mean, canopy, I know that's in every single restaurant policy.
That is, and you will be surprised how many restaurateurs do not comply by it, and it is actually horrifying in the sense that your chefs will clean the filters, etc., but at least a minimum warranty is 12 months. So you need to have a professional company really coming out and cleaning the ducting system from the outside chutes to the inside, and basically providing you with a certificate which is required for you to keep at home.
What if a business didn't do it and
if
something actually happened? Is there a way to, I mean, it could be not even related to the fire.
That's irrespective.
Their claim.
Irrespective in the sense that how can you determine, for the fire brigade to determine, for example, a fire risk assessor, for him to determine where the fire started from, could be from the electrics. The extractor system exclusion clause that you pulled out is a classic one. However, another one is the electrics. Not having our electric certificate as a property owner in place. But then you might argue the point, I don't own the building, but as a tenant, and it's your dream again, remember, it's your well-being, it's your money invested within this organization or within this building. You also need to make sure that your landlord has got his electric certificate in place. Most companies, from top of my head, would require it every 5 years, in the sense that to make sure all the wirings are placed. The electrics can lead to the canopy. If there's a shortage in circuit, that can lead to a build-up of grease. If there's a build-up of grease within your canopy, then that can lead to the fire. So where did the fire start from? It did not start from the canopy, did it? It started from a shortage of electric. Okay. However, that in turn made the fire even worse by the ducting not being cleaned.
How often does a business need to have the electrical safety check and everything done?
The pack testing should be done every 12 months. Which is
testing isn't a legal requirement.
It's not a legal requirement, but the reason why is it's interlinked with everything else, in the sense that if you have a appliance that is faulty, that can set off a short circuit. Okay. And certainly in old buildings, they might trigger off a fire within the walls where the electric wiring is, and that can lead to a mass fire, basically a massive.
In terms of the clauses in the insurance policies, I guess it's more for the main electrical.
That's correct. The main electrics have to be in place and have to be inspected by I must emphasize, it can't just be anybody. It has to be somebody that's certified and qualified and also recognized within the industry professions.
Okay. Do you want to
No,
add on anything
well, to
or
be honest,
answer your question?
that sort of answered my
Viewers,
question.
if you have any questions, then please do call in or send us an email, and we will look into your question.
No,
So-
thank you, Ali, but that sort of answered my question. I mean, I sort of get to what my friend was telling me about. Again, as you mentioned earlier on, it wasn't actually related to his ducting system. Why the fire happened? It was again, he mentioned something to do with electrical, but he didn't get paid that because I think, you know, an insurance is a contract, and I'm sure that, you know, if you don't fulfill what's in the contract, then you're in void of a contract. Same as for a telephone contract or whatever contract that you go into, you have to fulfill the terms and requirements of any contract. And if you don't fulfill that, you're voiding the contract basically. So you haven't done your bit.
Okay, so what Kauth is saying is, for example, if you had a claim and you had terms in there saying that you need to keep your ducting clean, your electrical certificate in place, or any other term, conditions imposed, you need to make sure you're covering them. If you don't, in the event of a claim, this is what they can pick up and say your policy is void because you haven't met the terms.
This is what the insurance company isn't. I must emphasize one point, and I'm not as an insurance company, I'm a broker, but I look at the positives and the negatives of everything. That you got to remember one thing: the insurance company isn't there to not pay out. This is why you deal with, we're a specialist in Plus Smart. What we deal with is AAA rated insurers. The insurance companies that we deal with will specifically look to pay out on an event of a claim.
Well, when we go in the real world, when we go, a lot of people are complaining, you know, we're not getting paid out.
well, the argumentary point is ultimately you need to look at who is insuring you as well. If it's a rated insurer, if it's if the broker's got the knowledge, if the brokers actually seek to look and insure you correctly in the first place, because if it's a good insurance company, or why I say good is meaning that a rated insurance company who've got a reputation, they will look to obviously pay out, but a lot of our customers and a lot of the people out there, they don't actually help themselves. If you don't adhere to these clauses, believe it or not, if you were to continuously clean your ducting system, there's companies out there that'll charge you a couple of £100 a year. That's an investment in your company. And if you don't do it and do it every 10 years, then you're going to probably pay a couple of £1,000 because of the amount of grease that's built up on it.
It sounds to me like an insurance company is more of a guarantee for a business.
That's correct.
But then again, not a guarantee unless you don't fulfill the terms and conditions.
Exactly.
So it's important to fulfill the terms and conditions.
Yeah, exactly.
My other question is, okay, you're a broker.
Yep.
Okay, I can go online and get an insurance quotation. Why do I need to go and look for a broker for this?
I had a feeling that you probably asked a question such like that because our main competitor is the internet. And unfortunately, the internet does not speak back to you or ask you questions that I would or my staff would ask you questions in regards to. One of the reasons why one of the main reasons why the internet does not have access to is key and different types of schemes out there. Schemes which entail us to...
I think we've got a caller here, so let me just check. Hello? Caller? Oh, okay. I think the caller's gone out. Anyway, we're coming to a break anyway now. So, viewers, we're going to be coming back after the break and answering this question, why do we need to use a broker? Okay, so see you after the break. Thank you.